All right. Here we are. It's another Thursday. Let me turn my headphones back up a little bit. There we go. My music was a little bit loud for me. I don't know how it was for y'all out there. You can always let me know. That's the only way I know how things listen or sound to you. So, happy Thursday. It's someday in June. I forget what day it is. It's like the 25th, maybe 24th, somewhere in there anyway, right? Early 20s of June, somewhere. And we made it through the last hot spell. Now we're looking for a new hot spell. So that's nice. That's something to look forward to, right? So I hope everyone's doing well. It's been a busy week for me, busy day today. Well, yesterday was actually busier, putting the final touches on that video that I've been working on. I finally completed it. It's about 57 minutes long, and it premieres on the 27th to the Sacramento Valley chapter of the American Guild of Organists. And so after it premieres for them, then I'm hoping that I can show it. I created a trailer for it and everything. So again, welcome. And, if you're here live with us, please say hello so that I can say hello back. And maybe we can start up a conversation or something. And if you are watching the recording, please leave a comment so I can get back with you. And then you can join us live Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. So it's wonderful to be back with everyone. Hey, Dave, welcome. Hey, thanks for your patience today. I do a podcast also. I had an interview at 2, and had to do some work afterwards to just get the video transferred over so that it can be uploaded and shown. So, but we're gaming tonight, buddy. We're gaming tonight. One of the things that'll be for my update is something that I learned as I was researching something else. So, what I need to do in order to do this properly is go here. Okay, that was loud for me. Was that loud for you? That was loud for me. I might need to fix that. Let me know. You guys let me know. Anyway, here's the update. So I was doing some research on when I was working, we had a thing called FileMaker Pro, and there's a final, and that's for like data organization. But there's a video software made by Apple called Final Cut Pro, FileMaker Pro, Final Cut Pro. I get them mixed up all the time. So anyway, I was doing some research with Final Cut Pro, and I learned something. So I got a little bit of things going on here with a bit but cool. And hey, what's up, Uli? Glad you're with us tonight. Awesome. Yeah. So he's talking about his workflow and how he creates or how he organizes his media before he even begins working on editing. And he mentioned something. I'd probably heard of this before and went in one ear and out the other because I wasn't maybe paying attention. But there's this thing that Apple does with its devices. It's called Sidecar. And where I'm able to have my iPad as a second monitor. And I took a picture to share with everybody tonight. So let's see if I can pull that rascal up here. Let's see. You want to go to there and go to there. And so there you have. I was getting ready this evening, and on the left, that's of course what I see when I'm on StreamYard. And then on the right is my iPad, and I have on my iPad loop back. So let me zoom in on loop back real quick. Loop back, and loop back. Where are you, my friend? There you are. That's loop back on my iPad, and it shows, you can't see the thing moving, but the green, for my microphone, I can see my sound moving back and forth. What I'm going to do for tonight is I'm going to put Google Voice on my iPad so that it's always open, because what I did last week was I had to flip back and forth from Google Chrome to my Safari, because I've got them on, two different browsers, so we don't have an audio clash. And so I was having to do just a lot more work on screen. So I'm going to do is I'm going to move. I'm going to hang on here. I'm going to remove loopback from my, here we go, move window back to Mac. So it's gone back to Mac, but except that it hasn't actually done that. Move window back to Mac. There, just come back to me, get it out of the way. And now I'm going to move, you can't watch me do any of this stuff, but maybe, no, you really can't. So I'm going to move my Safari, over to, and there it goes, and there it goes, and there it goes, and there it is. There, it's not quite yet. So you got to get it all the way over there, dude. All right, that's how you do it. All right, sweet. So now got that number pad, and then it's gone again. So one of the things, so I'm experimenting with it live, right? And here's the deal. So if I don't get the window transferred all the way over to my iPad, when I release the cursor, it disappears. It has to be all the way over there. So now what I have to do is I've got to make it full screen in order for me to be able to see the whole. Here we go. Enter full screen. Now I can see the whole thing on there with the number pad and all the, So when the time comes, I'm ready to do that. We can start taking phone calls again. And hopefully we'll have some tonight. So that's my update. Sidecar. Yeah, it's kind of cool. It actually will help me to not purchase a separate monitor right away. I think I want one eventually because it's a bigger screen. But this is going to do in a pinch, so that I can save up, which is nice. Nice stuff. Okay. So lots going on, huh? We have a beautiful weather, but it's supposed to get really warm. When's it supposed to? So it's supposed to get 109. Like it's supposed to start this weekend, right? Getting hot again. Yeah. I don't mind hot weather that much, except at night, because I just can't sleep well. And then of course, when my SMED bill shows up, then I'm really unhappy. But yeah. So I saw it was like a Simpsons cartoon thing, and it said where it says it was like Bart and Homer, and Bart was saying, "This is the hottest day of my life," and Homer said, "This is the," what did he had to go? "This is the first." The hottest day of the rest of your life, something crazy. Like in other words, yeah, this is the hottest it's ever been, but it's not the hottest it's ever going to be. So that's kind of fun for people to, some people are paying attention. Climate change is, I think, real, and since we're not really doing anything about it, I was listening to some. I forget who I shared this with, but if we were to stop producing methane, like 100%, just stop, it would take 12 years to go back to normal levels. 12 years, which means it might get a little worse before it gets better. And we're not doing anything. So I don't know. I really don't know what the future holds for climate on planet Earth. And apparently, temperatures in the Arctic Circle, I think Siberia was like in the over 100 degrees for many days. The Arctic Circle is heating up. So we are, I mean, maybe you should invest in, yeah, way worse. Yeah, it's bad. Invest in some sunscreen, you know, um, like get SP 5 million. Yeah, I guess the climate future is all bad. I know. I think anything over SP 15 is basically not effective. Capitalism and the oil industry has ruined our chances. Yeah, it does. It really does seem that way. It really does. It's like the profit and the greed has taken up, taken over what's good for everybody, the common good. You know what? That would be that'd probably set the world record for barbecue. Don't you think? If we were to eat all the cows at one time, that'd be a global barbecue. Everyone's invited. That would take care of that. At least that would take care of some of it because I enjoy a good fart now and then, so I'm probably contributing to the methane. But yeah, cows. It's funny, because of the way cows' digestive system works. They produce. I think they're one of the primary methane producers on the planet. It's just weird, right? Go figure. It's a real, if not a thought for vegetarianism, which I don't know. I don't think I could do that, but cutting down on meat consumption is definitely doable. Definitely doable. Have I heard about the research into growing meat on plants? No, I have not. And I don't even know how I feel about that. Laboratory meat, I don't think so. Meat grown on plants. I mean, what would it look like? Would it look like a steak? Would it look like a leg? A chicken wing? What would it, it's kind of weird. Meat on plants. What kind of meat would it be? It's weird. So I'll have to Google that later. Growing meat on plants. Interesting. What will science think of next, right? That's a whole that lends a whole new definition to plant-based protein. Yikes. But anyway, we're heading into some strange times. Yeah, I'll Google it just to help with climate. Here's the thing about science. I love science. I have a biology. My bachelor's is in biology. I got a minor in chemistry. I love science. I think science is great. But we have a tendency to first create a problem and then throw science at it to solve it. And sometimes those solutions cause harm, but there's lots of money to be made in cleanup. So maybe that's what's going on. So who knows? Maybe plant produced meat will be good for us. I don't know. Time would tell. Time would tell. I mean, what would it taste? You just wonder about what would it taste like. It would be very interesting. Does it come in a nut? Is there a shell around it? Does it come in a pod? Would it be like a pod person? Is that how that works? I don't know. Food for thought, though. Truly food for thought. So just before going on air, I was looking at my phone and I saw a little thing about Britney Spears. Is anybody out there paid attention to what's going on with Britney Spears and conservatorship and what she's going through and her dad? That's, oh my gosh, I couldn't believe it. Could not believe it. Now I remember when she was going through a bad patch. She was having, some serious um, mental health concerns, and maybe that was the right time for conservatorship. She was making really poor decisions to hurt herself, but that was 10 years ago. 10 years ago, and she's still on conservatorship. And I guess they had a big court thing today, and she just sort of unloaded on everybody, especially her dad. So, but the court proceedings going forward are going to be closed. So what we were able to get from today, that'll be the most we'll get from all that. Very interesting. Conservatorship is no joke. You lose all your rights to everything. And then you got to go to court to get it back. And you got to prove that you have the capacity to make good decisions. And I don't know how you do that. How is she going to get it back? So I wish her well. It'd be good for her to get her life back. Yeah, it's been 10 years. The other thing in the world of law, y'all heard about Rudy Giuliani? Oh my gosh, he's been suspended from practicing law in New York because of his comments and remarks that he made during the 2020 election. They have suspended him from practicing law. And I was talking to some friends about that this morning. I said, well, maybe he should just retire. I mean, he was what the DA for New York, the head guy, right? He was the mayor of New York. He's done a lot of stuff. He's probably rich and he doesn't need to work. And then I was told he's been married 4 times and he's paying a ton of money out to those ex-wives. So he, in essence, is broke. So he's up against a wall, I guess, financially. So we'll see how that works out. And then our former president, if I remember correctly, did not pay him for services rendered. So who knows? Who knows how that's going to all play out, right? So, you think that the events of, here's someone I haven't heard from in like ever. Maya, how are you? Thank you for tuning in tonight. I'm just going to stop with my little story here and just talk to you, Maya, a little bit about how fun it is to watch your children grow and how big they've gotten. I remember now your son, I think, was already born when I started working at RIL, but your daughter was either born, when was she born? I think I remember when she was born. Sometimes my memory doesn't work so well, but sometimes it does. But that's great. Maya and I worked together at Resources for Independent Living. When I first started, Maya was there, and she was one of the seasoned employees. And remember when we would all go down to lunch at Teriyaki to Go? You get the salmon. Yeah, that was... No, get out of here. She just turned 6. Get out of here. That's not right. They're not supposed to get that old that fast. Holy mackerel. A 16-year-old. I bet she put you through your paces, right? 16. Well, at least there's one thing you know for sure. She's probably not going to be able to get into any trouble that would be unfamiliar territory. We can put it that way. But that's awesome. That's awesome. You got great kids. It looks to me like you got great kids. So thanks for sharing that when you can. It's awfully fun. It turned 16. Wow. Yeah, my little girl is like 38. My son turns 40 in January. It's not fair. It's not fair. Yeah, you got the salmon. Yeah, you just told her about it the other day. Yeah, that was, there are these memorable moments that I have, and sometimes the best part of work has got nothing to do with work. It's the memories that we create outside of work, and some of those lunch excursions were really, really fun, really fun. Really, really fun. And this is the truth. It goes by way too fast. No matter how old a person is, they almost always say it's gone by too fast. Even, you think about, a friend was telling me that this last year when we were going through the COVID-19, it's gone by so fast. But when we were in the middle of it, it felt like it was going by slow. So it's just funny how we perceive time. When it's over, it's gone too quickly. But when we're in it, it's like that time period in our lives. It's like between, I think, probably 32 to 45, maybe 50. Not a lot of changes, right? Not a lot of changes. And then all of a sudden, you get to be 55, you get to be 60, things start changing a lot. And from what I hear, 70 is another big one. When I hit 70, I'm expecting more changes. And it just goes by so fast. Just goes by so fast, which is, for me, it's a reminder of making every moment meaningful, making my relationships meaningful, not taking things for granted that maybe when I was younger, I might have, right? Because it goes by so fast. And when it's gone, it's gone. It's gone. It's gone. Yeah. Well, you found the fountain of youth, have you? So, yeah, good luck with that. Let me know how that turns out. That will be an interesting journey for sure. So, it's awfully great to hear from you. Later on, in just a few minutes, I'll be opening up the telephone lines, and if you wanted to call in, we could chat a little bit. You don't have to, but that'll be fun. So why don't I launch the phone number while we're chatting, and then there it is. It's 916-545-5376. And what else have we got here going on here? Trying to keep up the good work. Yeah. Parenting is hard. It's hard stuff, and I think some of it is random. It's just we do the best we can, and some people's kids turn out one way and some people's kids turn out the other way. And sometimes you can sort of tell from their upbringing what might have been the deciding factor, but a lot of times you can't. It's just kids are kids, and as they grow into adulthood, they're their own person. And but if they do turn out great and you have a great relationship with them, it's just simply marvelous. And just count your blessings. Absolutely count your blessings. And good job. Good job. Yeah. I had my AC on for a little bit. It got kind of warm in here. And this is a vinyl backdrop, and it was blowing it around. And it reminded me of, there are some substances that you can take that make the walls look like they're breathing. We won't go into depth on that, but it was just a reminder of those good old times. But here's what happens. I think that it needs to be cleaned or something, because after it's on for a little while, my eyes burn. And I think there's something that's coming out of my wall unit that's effective. So I turned it off, and hopefully it won't get too hot. Sometimes it gets, excuse me. Sometimes it gets hot in here. It feels great right now. I'm really comfortable. So hopefully that won't be a problem. But crazy times. So what we got looking forward to? Oh, you guess what's coming up? We got July 4th coming up. July 4th is going to be on a Sunday. So that will be very interesting as to how people celebrate 4th of July. See how that works. So what's the, does everyone celebrate 4th of July? How do you celebrate 4th of July? Maybe we'll talk about that next week, because I think next week, what's the day? Let's see. So this Sunday is the 28th, I think, 27th. So yeah. So next Thursday will be Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It'll be the 1st. Yeah, be the 1st of July. So next Friday, we'll talk about 4th of July stuff. I'll have to make sure and put that in the announcement. I don't celebrate it. Sometimes I like looking at the colors. I remember when I'll tell a story, and maybe I'll repeat it again in a week because I'll have forgotten I told it to you. We lived up high on Sky. It was called Sky Ridge. It's just south of Auburn proper, the town of Auburn. And it was up high and when we built our home, there were no houses on the other side of the street. And so we had a clear view of the valley. And we had a little porch on the second floor. And we'd put our chairs out there and the sun would go down and we could see fireworks from Sacramento all the way to Marysville. And that was kind of fun. That was kind of fun to watch. But the up close fireworks, don't do that anymore. But some people do. Some people really enjoy it. So I'd be curious to see how people are going to celebrate 4th of July. So if you've joined us and haven't yet left a comment, first of all, let me thank you for joining us this evening, and please leave a comment so that I can say hello. And again, if you are watching this on a recording, please leave a comment and then join us for the next one next Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And I should probably make note of this because it can be seen in multiple places. It's playing on Twitch, it's playing on YouTube, and it's playing on Facebook. So, but I haven't told people all that stuff. So I think there's been 0 views on Twitch and 2 views on Facebook. And so I'm really bad at publicizing. It's not my thing, right? I'm not a very good PR guy for myself. But that's okay because I'm doing it for fun. And if the word gets out and people want to join, that's great. And everyone's always welcome. And if someone's got something else to do, that's great too. And can't do everything. But anyway, I will be here. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and open the phone lines for a few minutes and see if we get any calls. Let's see, where is my phone picture? I like to get all fancy. Oh, there it is. So now the phone lines, well, they've been open, but now they're officially open, which means I'll actually answer the phone if it rings. So what happens is when you dial in, it'll ring, and then a voice will come on and it'll say, please leave your name, right? So then what happens is your name then comes over on the microphone. But if you don't want to say your name, you don't have to. But it is nice. So say, yeah, so and so. Okay, cool. I mean, I'd probably answer it anyway because the only people that know this phone number are y'all. So it's not like some stranger's going to call. Oh, that would be kind of cool, actually. Have some person call in that it's just a random. They don't know what we're doing. I don't know who they are. I don't know anything about them. That could be pretty strange. Pretty strange indeed. But you never know. Anyway, we'll just leave it open for a little while. Just give everybody an opportunity to call in. And if you're watching the recording and you want to call, when I'm not broadcasting, it goes, I put it to do not disturb, and it goes straight to voicemail. So there's no point in calling if I'm not actually live, because I don't check that voicemail. So I don't use it. So only when it's live, like, I don't know, right now, that'd be a good time. So what else is going on out in the world? What are people up to? I know there were some birthdays this week. Happy birthday to everybody born in June. We got some more birthdays next month. You know, I've learned over these many years that there are birthdays every month. Go figure, right? You know, I always get a kick out of Facebook. It says, so-and-so's got a birthday today. And sometimes I think I got up to 6 people in one day of my friends that they all had a birthday on the same day. 6 people. Wow. That's pretty wild. But it happens. Yep, it happens. Oh, there's another comment popping up. Let me go see what that has to say. And maybe it's interesting, actually. Where's my, the other thing about this shared screen thing is my cursor's on the other one. I've got to pull it over to here, and then I lose it. It's like golf balls, playing golf. Have you ever played golf and you hit the ball and then you don't know where it went because you can't see it? That was me. I was worthless at golf. I'd hit it and then not know where the ball landed. Couldn't see it. So DVA Mechanics. Hi, I don't know that do we know each other? I don't know. This is a random person. That's great. But you're welcome. Absolutely welcome. So anyhow, here's an update on the eyeglasses. So I got my eye appointment. That's an update. Should I save it for next week? No, forget it. So, what was I saying? Oh, my eyeglasses. So a couple of weeks ago, I had my eyes examined, right? And I got my prescription, and a good friend of mine was going to take me out to Costco because apparently I guess they got cheap frames or what have you. But that hasn't happened, and it's been a couple of weeks. So today I had occasion to go out over to Alta Arden area. I had to go to Guitar Center for some equipment. I purchased some equipment this morning. And there's this place called Stanton Glasses, which I'd never heard of before. So I went online and they've got pretty nice frames, and they're not really expensive. So I'm going to check in with my friend just to see what his plans are. And then I'll just, it's not hard. You take the light rail out there and you get off on Arden Del Paso, and you're reading my mind. So here's the thing. So I grab the Blue Line light rail on 12th and I. It takes me about 5 minutes to walk there. And then I ride the Blue Line out to Arden and Del Paso, which is a great big transfer station, right? A bunch of buses pull into there, and pick up a bus. Yeah, these are numbers I know because, the light rail, RT, Regional Transit. I did it today, so these numbers are like fresh, right? So it's the 23 over the 13, and I bus down to Arden and Howe, and then Guitar Center is right there. And it's about a 40-minute trip or so, because I had to wait, between the light rail and the bus. But it was fine. I've got my phone. I can listen to other podcasts. I can listen to music. There's always good stuff for me to read. So I've got plenty to do to while away the minutes waiting for a ride. So anyway, so I get out there and I see this place. So it's going to be really easy for me to get there. Not a problem. Don't have to make an appointment. Just walk in. And I was standing waiting for my bus for, I don't know, 10 minutes, I think. And I saw one person go in there that whole time. So it's not like they're extremely busy. So it would be a fun little adventure for me to get out. And public transit still requires a mask. No mask, no ride. That's the deal. And that's fine. That's fine with me. I usually carry a mask with me at all times, just for that. If public I have to reboot myself. Hang on a second. Public transit requires it, so it's good to have it, right? And if I'm going into a store or a restaurant or something, and the majority of the people in there are wearing masks, then I'll put one on just for people to feel comfortable, right? Who's that guy without a mask? Oh my gosh, we need to leave. No, that kind of thing. Because it doesn't bother me. I don't feel weird about wearing a mask. It's fine. It messes up my beard, but that's okay too. That's what they make combs for, right? Yeah. So I'll check in the next couple of days or so, and then order some frames. I was going to do the online thing, but see, that just always weirds me out, because one of the things, if you ever bought glasses, one of the things they have to measure two crucial measurements. One is the interpupillary distance. So that's why they take a little marker and mark dots where your eyes are, so they can position the frames where they need to be over your eyes. The other distance they need to measure is your temples to your ears, so they know that the length of the earpieces are appropriate. Because if they're too short, it's not good. If they're too long, then the glasses slip down your nose. So those are two crucial. And so how do you do that online? Because I guess I could try to measure my own interpupillary distance. I could try, but what if you get it wrong? Now there's this one company, they'll send you, I think, 6 different frames for you to try on. And then you find one that works and you keep it and you send the rest back. So that's interesting. It's one way of doing it, I guess, but I prefer to do it in person, making sure that it's going to work out. And the thing about Costco, they would show me how to do it online, right? And so that would be assuming that I know what I'm doing, or can follow directions, or can understand the directions. Yeah, they probably could. So it boils down to, do I want to put out the energy? That is probably the correct question. And the answer is probably not. It depends, I suppose, on how, I don't know. But you're right. They probably would. It's probably easier than I think it is. See, yeah, I want to buy in a store too, but I want to buy, so here, America is so, capitalism is so weird. The majority of glasses, especially if you buy from an optometrist, or like I know Kaiser has an optometry department. All those glasses, even though they've got different names on them, and sunglasses are the same way. They're all made by the same company. It's just weird. Even though they've got different names like Oakley and whatever. Oakley was its own brand for the longest time. And then they were getting underpriced. So this company was making sunglasses cheaper and selling them cheaper, and no one was buying Oakleys. And so eventually they ended up selling to this company, and they immediately dropped the prices. And it's just weird. Anyhow, so I like finding companies that they're not a part of that whole conglomerate that's under one umbrella. I like to find more independent lenses, not lenses, but frames, and they're not as expensive. Because once you go with the big companies, then it gets a lot more expensive, because they can charge whatever they want. Because they almost have a monopoly on glasses and frames and lenses. Weird. Welcome to America. Let's see. What else is new that we can talk about? We can talk about anything. Talk about anything you want to talk about. If you I don't know. Maybe one of the things I know that, one of the live streaming shows that I personally enjoy is every Wednesday night. It's called Welcome to My Brain. And my friend Uli, who is here tonight, is one of the co-hosts. And I'm thinking probably the creator. And then he's invited one of his good friends to co-host with him. And they do segments and they look at all these different things. It's just wild. It's a lot of fun. It's zany. But it's structured, right? There's segments. Let's do this, then let's do this, then let's look at a video and that sort of thing. We could do that, and I think that now that I am done with this video project, I've got a lot more time to devote to It's About Us. And so I might think about doing that just because I've got more time on my hands. That video was a lot of work. I did a private showing. It was my buddy Rex and his wife Stephanie and her father Luke. And we went out to their house and we watched it. And the whole point of it was for them to give me feedback. So while we're watching this, I am taking notes of all the things that they told me that would make it better. And so that was Tuesday. And so yesterday, I started about 7:30, 8 o'clock working on it. And one of the things I had to do, and hopefully you'll get to see this, there's a segment in there that was filmed in a brew pub. It was not the first choice, but a bunch of connections fell apart. And so it ended up getting filmed in a brew pub. And you can imagine the sound quality is not great. So we decided that we would do subtitles. Subtitles are challenging, especially when you can't hear very well, right? So that's what I started with. And it was, one of the things that I truly believe is there's no point in reinventing the wheel. I had some ideas about how I could do subtitles using iMovie, but I wanted to just see if there were some better ideas. So YouTube is my friend. And so I put in, subtitles iMovie, and this video came up and I'm watching this and it was exactly what I thought how to do it. Right. And then partway through, I see this little banner that shows up. It says an easier way to do subtitles, but I wanted to see the whole video. So I didn't click on it, but down into the description, it said, after I made this video, I discovered this. And what it is that there's a software. So there's a company called Rogue Amoeba that does a lot of sound software like Loopback. And I use Loopback. I would use Loopback for the phone call. I can use Loopback for background music if I ever want to do that. And I may at some point. So there's this, it's called Kapwing. I think it's Kapwing. And they do subtitles. And so what you do, so I got the free version and I can get up to 7 minutes, 7 minutes, right? It's actually not 7 minutes. It has to do with the amount of the size of the file, certain number of megabytes, I think it was. So it uses AI to interpret what's being said. You can then go into the program and you can make all the corrections because AI is not perfect and it hears things and it puts in the wrong word, right? So I thought, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. That's going to save me a lot of time. So that's what I did. And I put it in as an MPEG-4, MP4, but it was still the size that I exported was too large. So I had to dial it back a little bit. And sure enough, when it came out, it was close, but I would say probably a good 25% was wrong, just straight up wrong. So now I've got to listen to this, figure out what the words are, and type it in, right? It took a while to do. But once I got it done, it was done. I figured that was going to be the bulk of my efforts on Wednesday. However, there's still a lot to do and a lot to figure out. And I didn't actually, I took maybe an hour, maybe 2 hour break in the middle of the day, but I didn't get done until just before 5 o'clock. I put in a lot of hours to dial this movie in. So I'm really happy with it. And I hope I get a chance to at least show some clips to you. It premieres on Sunday. And so by next Thursday, hopefully, I'll show the trailer, and then on subsequent shows, I'll show various clips from the movie, because it's kind of nerdy. If you have to really be into pipe organs and pipe organ music, but if you are, great. And if you're not, then that's why the clips will be short. They'll be just really short. Anyway, I'm looking forward to sharing that, because I put so much blood, sweat, and tears into it. I'd love to share it with people. So that's something to look forward to, I suppose. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. How are we doing here? Well, it's almost 10 till 8. And I'm surprised that we went this long with me just rambling and blowing smoke. So that's impressive, right? So let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and close the phone lines. Where are we, Chris? Oh, there we are. And then we got to do this. Stop the regular banner from playing. Yeah. And that's fine. And I'll deal with Google Voice when we're done tonight. So I'm glad so many people have decided to join us this evening. It's great. Like I said, if you've got a random comment or a topic you want to just throw out there, and we can bat it around. Because one thing that I've learned, even when people are really quiet, just about everybody has an opinion on something, right? It may not be a well-informed opinion, but it's an opinion, and it's always worth talking about. I think one of the things that, as a culture, especially in this country, is we don't talk to each other. And it just gets worse if we don't agree, right? So if we are two different factions, we really don't talk to each other. Even when we agree, we don't talk to each other that much. But when we disagree, we just, no. And I think that a lot of what we're going through as a nation could be alleviated. Some of our hardships could be alleviated by talking to each other and truly listening with an open heart and an open mind. Not to be dissuaded from our opinion, but simply to be able to understand each other. And I think I know there are a lot of people that I just flat out do not understand. And it's probably because I just don't know them that well. That's what I'm guessing. Give them the benefit of the doubt, right? I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. Anyway, so I think having an open forum to chat, at least occasionally, I think is a good thing. And then people can choose to participate or not. And that's the way it goes. Earlier today, and I think I'll probably end with this, there was a meme that showed up on Facebook, and I know, Dave, you read it, about not having to monetize. Don't think that you have to be the great artist or the great podcaster or the great musician or the great anything. Do what you love. Don't worry about monetizing it. And for me, that's perfect. I'm retired. I don't need the money, truly. And I'm doing it for fun, because I love the production stuff, how to make it happen, right? Plus, I'm kind of like loving in front of the camera, and I think that live streaming is the perfect venue for an introvert, because I don't have to worry about talking to an audience. I don't mind talking to an audience. I do it all the time. but it takes a lot more out of me because I have to really gear up and take my energy to a different place. But this is like easy peasy, introvert heaven, right? The other side of the coin, though, is for those who are trying to make a living doing this, and monetizing is everything. And to me, that would put a different focus on what I'm doing, what I say, how things look. Because, like, look, I'm just wearing this old green shirt. I don't have a consistent appearance, right? I don't have all the bells and whistles that a lot of people have. They've got all this fancy equipment. They got multiple cameras. I get it, right? They're really putting on a really professional production, and they want to make a living. I get it, right? But for those of us who are doing it for fun, taking that off the table makes it a lot less stressful. And I was thinking just this last week on Saturday mornings, well, it's morning here. It's noon on the East Coast, so it's 9 a.m. here. StreamYard, which hosts all this live streaming stuff for me, they do a little show where people come on and they talk about what they're doing and if they have questions and that sort of thing. And I would say that the majority of people are doing it for a living, right? And they want to know how to get more viewers. And, I don't know how many people are actually doing it as a hobby. So that might be something that I'll bring up, because I've hesitated about saying a lot or wanting to, because they just have an open backstage. Anybody that wants to come on can come on the screen. As long as you got good lighting and you got your webcam going, then you can participate. And I've hesitated to do that. But I might just to talk about live streaming as a hobby and not as a business, right? I'm not trying to sell a product. I'm not trying to train people. I'm not trying to educate people. I'm just having fun and hopefully bringing people along with me. So anyways, any ideas to make it more fun, I'm definitely open to, because my brain can only think of so many things. And anyway, I sure enjoyed this last hour, sitting here talking, knowing that there are ears out in virtual space. Actually, the ears are in real space. I just don't know where they are, all of them. But I know they're there, and I know they're listening. So that makes it all worthwhile, even though I'm just doing it for fun. It just takes it to another layer of enjoyment. So until next week, I hope you all can stay cool. It's going to be a warm one, and have fun and be safe. And I'll see you in a week.